Hello, everyone. Good morning. It is my pleasure to welcome you all here on behalf of the British Council, of course, to the International Policy Forum on the Creative Industries. We have diplomats, we have academics, journalists, policymakers, analysts gathered here in the audience today, both from Turkey and from wider Europe. It is a pleasure to be your Master of Ceremonies for today. I'm Elif Bereketli. I'm an arts and culture journalist based here in Istanbul. Now, as you know, the world is facing a crisis upon a crisis, perhaps like never before. The pandemic turning our lives upside down, wars sending shockwaves around the globe, and of course, the human tragedy that follows it. Climate crisis looming upon us, rising inflation everywhere in the world, and extreme poverty, hunger, famine. It is a consequential moment for the international community. But allow me to assert that the creative industries, the creative economies matter more than ever today. Because today, it is today that we need a greater sense of unity and the sense that we're following a common path. We have a common purpose. Creative industries are critical to a shared sense of identity. They ensure sustainable and actual development of societies, countries. They create jobs, particularly for younger people, and they strengthen social cohesion. And it is the creative industries that make it possible for a lot of people to make their voices heard, isn't it? However, as some countries see a rapid growth in the creative economies, in some countries, the potential of creative industries is untapped, relatively untapped. The key aim of this forum, indeed, is to promote, to support the growth of the creative economy in wider Europe. Now, are there no challenges? Of course, there are challenges indeed. The challenges are multifold. How do we interpret the definition of funding, of research and development? How do we prioritize data collection about self-employed people and the informal economy? What should the focus of social impact finance initiatives be? We'll be discussing all these and more throughout the day today. So please take today as a call from British Council as a rethinking of many areas in the creative industries. And of course, we're not only going to be talking, we're hoping that it'll be a day for all of you full of networking, for possible collaborations. Speaking of which, I'd like you to start networking right now, right here. Yes, why don't you introduce yourself to the person sitting next to you? I mean, to your left, to your right, who's the closest to you? I know many of you know each other already, but let's try to give it a meaning. You can ask them where they're coming from, because there are people from 18 countries in the audience today. You can speak to the person sitting on your back or your front. Awesome. Okay, why don't we continue this during the coffee break? I already see a lot of you made new acquaintances. That's the spirit of the day. That's what we want you to do all day, because that is the first step for any great collaboration, isn't it? Now, a brief info about today. We're going to have 4 sessions, 2 coffee breaks, lunch, a networking cocktail, and an exciting musical performance. Can't wait for it. we really want to have everyone's contribution today. So we have a system whereby you can ask questions to speakers on slido.com via entering this code. It might appear behind me. If not, it's hashtag 2618117. I know no one took a note of that, so it will definitely come up on the screens as the, yep, there you go. So if you follow this, you will be able to ask questions to our speakers. And as you hear speakers along the day, I would like to kindly ask you not to hold any questions that comes to your mind, because all of them will be appreciated. There are no unnecessary questions today, I promise you that. So please do share your questions and your comments online as well. Please join the conversation on Twitter and LinkedIn using the hashtags the forum British Council provided us with. Hashtag CI Policy Forum 22, hashtag YE Politika Forumu 22. Now, I want to once again extend my very warm welcome wishes to you all here at Sky Lounge in Istanbul Zorlu Performing Arts Center and live at the British Council Turkey's YouTube channel, watching us from wherever they are. They're all welcome. Now, I hope you all have a fruitful day and make the most of the hopefully stimulating conversations we have here, and do a lot of networking and perhaps pave the way to great collaborations. Now, without further ado, let me leave the floor to Gill Caldicott, Director of British Council Turkey, to deliver her opening remarks.
Thank you very much, Elif. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the British Council, I'd like to welcome you all to the forum, International Policy Forum on Creative Industries, which, of course, as the British Council, we are very proud to host. I think I've said to some of you, I'm very new to Turkey. This is my very first public event as Director of the British Council, and I'm delighted that the focus is on creative economy, as this has been an interest of mine in former roles when I was in Portugal, in India, and in Sri Lanka. So it's a great pleasure, and really a great pleasure, that to be involved in this event. Since my arrival just a few weeks ago, I have heard how the support for the creative industries is an increasingly important agenda for the national, regional and municipal government, and also to international donors operating here. The fact that you have joined us here today, I know, means that you are already convinced of the central role it plays in releasing and endorsing the creativity of individuals, that it strengthens institutions, and that it contributes to economic growth. I'm going to just quote now from an interview with Hassan Bakshi, which was published in Dunya newspaper just 2 days ago. We can think of the creative economy as made up of the creative industries as well as other sectors that deploy creative talent for commercial purposes. For example, the OECD estimates that 61% of creative and cultural employment in Turkey is in cultural and creative jobs outside the cultural and creative sector, higher than the OECD average of 43%. And this suggests that the economic stakes are higher than the interests of any one set of industries. So that was a quote directly from Hassan Bakshi, who unfortunately has not been able to join us at this forum. It is clear that creativity and creative skills are a vital part of the future workforce of Turkey across the spectrum of industry and commercial sectors of the economy, in addition to the creative sectors themselves. And this will be key to how Turkey is represented and has impact on the international stage. And so we're pleased and honoured to host so many of you here today, both from Turkey, and our delegates from around the wider Europe region. The creative economy, of course, is a global agenda, and today's event is in partnership with the International Council of the UK's Policy and Evidence Centre, known as PEC, led by Nesta, the UK's Innovation Agency for Social Good. Welcome. A little bit about British Council Creative Industries work. In Turkey, we have been working extensively in the creative economy for around the last 10 years. And it's been a rich area of collaboration with the UK. Through our Creative Enterprise programme, we have supported around 2,000 creative entrepreneurs in 7 cities across Turkey with developing their creative business skills. We have worked with over 40 creative hubs across the country, providing their leaders with international networking. And in 2017, worked with Atelier to map Istanbul's creative hubs. Our other creative economy programs have explored the need for collaboration between the arts and the technology sectors, and have increasingly put an emphasis on the role of effective policy making to support the creative industries. And looking forward, we are working with partners from the UK and Turkey in the screen industries, and we anticipate some exciting opportunities to be announced soon. So please do watch this space. So thank you all once again for your collaboration, to our PEC delegation, who represents 17 countries from around the world, and wishing us all, a warm welcome to Turkey. I know you have an inspiring day ahead of you at the forum, and if we haven't met already, I hope to meet you. Please do come up and say hello. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Caldicott, for your words and putting an emphasis on the importance of effective policy making. Indeed, this is what we're hoping we'll be contributing to today here in this forum. Now, I want to turn to Claire de Braekeleer, Director of Arts, Wider Europe at the British Council. Please welcome to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Claire, and as Elif has said, I focus on our work in wider Europe. And as Elif has also said, these are really difficult times in the world, and we feel it very acutely in our region at the moment. But I remain more convinced than ever that the creative economy is integral to how we move to a more progressive and equitable world. And the reason this is so important to us at the British Council is that the creative economy, in essence, is about cultural relations. It's about culture, it's about self-expression, and it's indeed about how all countries tell stories about themselves and represent themselves and connect internationally. And I'm really passionate about how we tell that story about the creative economy in wider Europe. It's growing, and I'm really passionate about how we present those different narratives and open up opportunities for international collaboration and for business and for trade. In my time as Regional Arts Director, I've seen these developments firsthand. On the government side, the establishment of Creative Georgia, the Creative Industries Federation in Azerbaijan, the Creative Industries Development Office in Kazakhstan. On the sector side, the incredible growth of the gaming sector in Turkey and in the Western Balkans, Ukraine developing as a center of digital talent internationally, interest in the music scene in the South Caucasus, and very recently the announcement of Uzbekistan as the next host of the Creative Economy World Conference in 2024. So there's a lot happening, and we're really looking forward to telling you those stories today. As has already been said, we're really honored to have our delegation from across wider Europe with us and the PEC International Council. And it's really important for us today to have representatives here from Ukraine. And I want to know that your voices are heard very loudly here. I wanted to also say an enormous thank you to my colleagues, particularly Cansu Ataman and Angela Yasheva, who have been working tirelessly to organize the event today. Huge thank you to you and to everyone who's been involved. And I know that through the conversations today, you will all have your own personal reflections. And I really ask you to think about what it is in your role in terms of supporting the creative sector in future, whether that be in government, whether that be as an entrepreneur, as a researcher. And I hope today gives you new ideas and the chance to make and commit to new plans. I think, we will have a great day ahead of us. And as we know, the best learning often goes on this side. So really make the most of those conversations and that networking. We now know how precious face-to-face time is, I think. And we're so pleased to have you all here. So thank you very much.